What up, though, fam? It's T with my souls to yours. Monday morning. Good old Monday morning. Got on my Lions jersey because you know we doing it like that. Anyway, let's get these orders pulled. Let's see what we got going out. We have 3 sales going out on Poshmark for a total of $115. We have 23 orders going out on eBay for $1,336.69. And these are our sales from Saturday and Sunday. First up, we have this pair of Skechers Bikers. I love picking these up. They sell pretty well for me. They sat on the shelf for 16 days and they sold for 30 bucks. Got these from the bins for $3.49. We have a pair of Ultra Escalante 2.5. I like picking up Ultra. They do sell well. These did not have any insoles, but they still sold in 6 days for 30 bucks. Another bin's fine for $3.49. These are a pair of socks. These are San Antonio shoes. These are the About Time model. They sat on the shelf for 34 days and they sold for full asking price of $49.99. If you don't know the brand, that's it. SAS, San Antonio shoes. We have this pair of LL Bean snow sneakers going out. These sat on the shelf for a while. 232 days to be exact. I took a best offer for 27 bucks to get them out the door. We have a pair of Works by Red Wings. These are steel toe. They did have some scuffing and marks on it. That's the brand Works, but they're by Red Wings. And they sold in 16 days. And I took a best offer for $80.99. Got these from the local thrift store and I paid $13.60 for them. Next up, we have a pair of Wolverine work boots. They are steel toe. I don't pick up all Wolverine. They don't sell as quick, but they do sell eventually. These sold for $42.99. They sat on the shelf for 162 days. Another bin's fine for $3.49. And if you guys don't know, I go to my local bin store and our shoes are $3.29 a pair. With tax, they're $3.49, so just full transparency, that's how much I pay. And that's where I get 95% of my inventory. So just know going forward that if I don't say a price, I usually got them at the bins. We have a pair of Boggs boots going out. These are the Plimsoll Tall. And they had some wear on it. I don't know if you guys can see that with the light. Some discoloration, scuffs and marks and all of that good stuff. But they sold within 3 days for full asking price. I only asked $29.99, which if you guys know, that is a good price for these. And now they're out the door. All right, guys, just in case you're wondering or you're afraid to pick up tall boots or big boots, I ship them like I ship just about everything else. These are poly bags, 14 by 20. I double bag them and send them on their way. These are a pair of Cole Haan country shoes. See the logo there? Cole Haan Country. These are women's 10.5. Double A, so they're narrow. Funny story about these guys. A lady sent me an offer last week for $9 because she said she needed the rubber off the bottom of one of the shoes. Yeah, no. Anyway, a couple of days later, they sold for full price of $49.99. These are a pair of Birkenstock Papilios, or Papilio by Birkenstock. Have a little Argyle flavor to them. These sat on the shelf for 139 days, and they sold on the best offer of $32.98. We have a pair of Bally loafers going out. These didn't sit long. Got these from the bins for $3.49. They were listed for 3 days. I had them listed for $49.99. Someone sent the best offer, or I sent out a best offer. Probably I sent out the best offer for $44.99, and they sold. Now this is a brand I just recently started picking up, and I just pick them up in this style. It's like chunky Y2K style, and these are Born. They sat on the shelf for 11 days. I took a best offer of $26.99, and they're out the door. We have a pair of Cole Haan ballet flats going out. These sat on the shelf for a while, 189 days to be exact. They are hot pink. They sold on a best. Someone sent me a best offer of 30 bucks, and you know I let them go. We have another pair of sock shoes going out. These are the Sanibel model. Little crop print going on. I had these listed for $44.99. Someone sent the best offer for 39 bucks. They were listed for 28 days, and they're out the door. We have a pair of Merrell. These are the Skylab model. I will never pick these up again. These were listed for well over a year, and I am happy to see them go. Someone sent an offer for $14.39, and I said bye-bye. We have a pair of Crocs. These are the Tulum model. Didn't sit long on the shelf. They sat for 8 days. We sold them for 30 bucks. We have a pair of Birkenstock Arizona. These are the shearling model. They did not sit long. They sold in 1 day. They did have some wear on the insoles, on the shearling part. I took a best offer for $41.39. We have a pair of Peter Millar. If you don't know the brand, hope you guys can see that. Peter Millar. Just a pair of suede penny loafers. They did have some scuffs and marks on it. So I did take a best offer of 30 bucks. We have a pair of Birkenstock Bostons. I love these. Absolutely love these. If they were my size, I would have kept them. These are the old leather ones, and they didn't sit very long. I think they sold in 3 days. I had them listed for $99.99. Took a best offer of $89.99. Out the door. I love picking up Keen, especially this model. These are the Newport H2. They are waterproof, and even though we're coming up on the colder seasons, well, at least here in Michigan, it's fall, but they're still selling. I always tell people it's warm somewhere, and people go on vacation, and they usually go to a warmer climate. So I still list them, and these sold for 30 bucks. They were listed for 11 days. These are a pair of Cole Haan Original Grands. These did sit for a while. I have no idea why. I can't tell you when they were listed because I kept renewing or delisting, relisting. They have like a denim look to it with some leather around it. Anyway, glad to see them go for $29.99. We have a pair of Merrell Mimics. I'd never seen this brand before. Again, the model is Mimics, M-I-M-I-X. They're like a barefoot running Oxford, casual, business. I don't know. Anyway, all I know is that they sold for $33.99 and they were listed for 13 days. We have a pair of Hoka. These are the Bondi 7s. These were listed for 168 days. They do have some wear on them, as most Hokas do. They did not have any insoles. They're a big size 15. This guy and I went back and forth. I had them listed for $39.99. Our final offer we ended up on was 30 bucks. So, hey, I'll let them go. I know what you're thinking. T with another pair of Converse. Look at them. Pretty. You might think just another pair of leather Converse. Look closer. This is what you want to look for. You see that name there? John Varvatos. Thank me later, guys. These sold for 135 bucks. I had them listed for $149.99. Sent out a 10% best offer. Someone took it. Glad to see them go. And you guys know, with shoes over a certain amount, they have to be sent for authentication, so you get a free shipping label from FedEx. These King boots went out on Poshmark, and they sold for $39. These are the King Tarji 3. Yeah, took a best offer, 39 bucks. Next up for Poshmark, we have these pair of Hoka Gaviota 4s. The lady and I went back and forth, back and forth. We ended up on a final price of 40 bucks, and they're out the door. Just wanted to hop in real quick. So how are sales for you guys on Poshmark? August, I had my best month ever on Poshmark. September, half of that. So let me know in the comments. How are you guys doing on Poshmark? And last but not least, we have this pair of Kizik's going out. These sold on Poshmark for 36 bucks. If you guys don't know this brand, Kizik, they are the hands-free slip-on model. Yeah, 36 bucks. All right, fam. Shipping is all done. Typical Monday here. But I'm grateful. I'm grateful for all sales. Yeah, just grateful. So, fam, if you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing, liking, commenting. I will answer questions in the comments. Yeah, let's get this thing going together. You and you and me. All right, we're gonna get this thing popping. Yeah, feel free to subscribe. Subscribe. All right, guys, I will catch you on the next one. Peace.